can see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining in.
Well, good morning and welcome to episode 869 of the Lots Project Morning Show, where the coffee is strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything is always filter free. I'm Brian, your host, and it's December 29th, 2025. This morning I'm enjoying a fresh cup of the Holiday Blend See the Light version from foodforestfarms.com because life's too short for shitty coffee. At Food Forest Farms, your beans are roasted by real human hands using a clean stream air roaster. More than just a customer, your family. Get 10% off with code LOTS10, LOTS10, if you want to check it out. And shipping is always free. While you're there, check out C4 Club for even more awesome perks. Today we got another packed show, cabin build updates. Now that the framing is all wrapped up, where we're going from there, kind of framing all wrapped up. Silver making a strong move over the last, year, month, 3 months, couple weeks. We'll talk a little bit about silver. An awkward grocery store moment that still has me questioning a few things and what other random other rabbit holes we end up falling into. Grab your coffee, smash the like button, and let's get started. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing great. Had a fantastic Christmas. Corey and I had a pretty good Christmas. I can't complain. Didn't do a whole lot. We were actually commenting about how we're not really sure what is going on with Christmas, if it's been since we left Minnesota, since we've been traveling, if it's been the weather, if it's been being away from like family traditions that we had when we were there, or what it really has been, but just didn't really feel like Christmas this year. And I mean, for the last few years. So is that a general society thing, or is that just something we're noticing because we've changed latitudes and weather? And I don't know. It's doesn't seem as jovial out there, even with the weather being warm and different here than back in Minnesota. Good morning, Hunter. Thanks for stopping in over on Twitch, and Mike's Homestead here on YouTube. Thanks for being around. Food Forest Farms. I just want to mention the holiday blend. Brian, every year for the C4 Club. Excuse me, I had to get a drink of it. Every year for the C4 Club, Brian puts together a holiday blend for that December shipment. Last year, I believe it was more revolving around the solstice, and it was a super dark, good drinker for on a cold Christmas day. It was a really good blend. I enjoyed it. I'm more of a light fan, but Brian, even when Brian sends out a darker roast or something on the darker side, I enjoy it thoroughly. This year, it's all about the light. The holiday blend is called See the Light, and it's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Having some now, it was weird. It lined up. I finished the bag I was working on Christmas Eve. And so I was able to open the holiday blend. I didn't have to skip ahead and have a partial bag open. I like to go through the coffee and drink 1 pound at a time over several mornings. And sure as shit, the holiday blend landed right on Christmas, opened it up, and was a great day. I mean, starting the day with Food Forest Farms is always good, but that holiday blend was fantastic. And Brian has a decent story about it. He actually, I believe, he put all the possible combinations in a hat and had someone draw them, and it turned out that it really worked when it was all put together. So Brian's doing great things over there at Food Forest Farms with the coffee, and he's healing up great from his accident last fall. Give him a shout and check out some of his coffee at foodforestfarms.com. He'd be happy to know that I sent you, and use code LOTS10, LOTS10 for 10% off if you want to try some awesome coffee. Foodforestfarms.com. I'm gonna have a couple more sips of this holiday See the Light blend. It's good. It's good. Bitcoin guessing game. Gotta go back to last week. I had must have been a Monday morning brain fart. And it might end up happening again today. But last week had a little trouble doing math, even had my calculator out and still couldn't do math. I think I said that the folks were about $1 apart. It was much more than that. More like, I don't know what it ended up being. It was more than $1, and I did not give the winner the right, or the proper winner their due. It looks like, here, I got it. Canadian Farmstead ended up winning by like $80 last week, and I don't know. I came up with they were $1 apart. They were $80 apart. I gave Mona the win, and Canadian Farmstead actually won. But thank God, you don't win anything, so it worked out fine. Let's get to that the Bitcoin contest for this week and see what's happening. Bitcoin contest price 606. Man, 606 is about the time. 606, 607 is about the time we do this every week. But Bitcoin price 607, we got 87,268. 87,268. I'm going to write that down so when it changes, in the middle of me trying to figure all this out, I don't have to guess again. 87,268 as of 6:07 on December 29th, 2025. Probably going to be the last one of the year. It will be the last one of the year for this show, at least. My pick last week, you can see it up here, 95,959. Not that close. Not as bad as it has been in some weeks, but not too good. Let's see who else we got in here. Canadian Farmstead was in with 99,999. He's further off than me. John Palmer way off. He went for the moon and checked on. Hunter said, "Thank God my kids aren't on here." Why? What's wrong with it? What did I say? Canadian or John Palmer. 6. Jesus, that's 6-7. Oh God. John Palmer in with Shoot the Moon guest 109,876. And then the two closest this week, and I'm gonna have to do some math here. And look, I turned around. I get to the close end, and I turned around and the price has changed again. But we're gonna stick with the one I wrote down, the 87,268. And Scramblin came in with a guess of 86,500, and Blueberry Texas came in with a guess of 88,500. So we were right smack dab in the middle there, 87,268. And that's going to have to go to Scramblin. Scramblin is $768 off, and Blueberry Texas would be what is that? $1,132 off. So Scramblin in with the wind. He's back in the saddle again. He won a few weeks in a row there. Another tight one with Blueberry Texas this week. Scramblin with the win in the the Bitcoin price guessing contest, and Hunter's over in the chat screaming 6-7. I've heard of it. I've obviously seen it on the internet. Don't understand it. Don't really give a shit about it. And it's yeah. I don't get the whole 6-7 thing. So whatever. It's fine. Bitcoin price guess for next week. My guess, I'm gonna leave her right there at the 95,959 that I had for the week prior. So 95,959 will be my guess for next week. So if you want to join the Bitcoin guessing contest and not win anything, you can head over to the Telegram chat at t.me/LotsChat. That's t.me/LOTSCHAT, Lots Chat. Hit the pinned message, and you'll be able to reply to that and guess for next week. I'm saying that the price on, let me see that date next Monday will be January 5th, 2026. January 5th, 2026. We will do this all again. So, Bitcoin guessing contest. Oh, all right. where are we here on this list? Right at the top of the list. Let me get this moved around, guys. It was a busy week at the cabin, on the cabin front. Let's start there with the cabin update. Corey had some time off. We were able to get out there, get some stuff accomplished. We were planning on knocking a bunch of shit out and really just plowing forward. As we got moving, we had some days where we took it a little slower. We had some days where we stayed home, and on Christmas we ended up staying home and doing some FaceTime with nieces and nephews and things like that, and just relax for a day. Corey has been working her ass off at work, and just wanted to and I was pulling her out to the cabin every minute she had off. Every day she had off, we were getting up like it was a normal work day, heading out there. And we just both thought that, she needed a day off or a couple days off for a vacation. That's why she gets vacation, is to take time off, not to immediately run out and work constantly. So we did a good mix of getting some stuff done. We set a couple targets before the vacation, and then after it started, we kind of reevaluated, and then also got to a point where I was actually looking into making a supply list to pick up at Lowe's for the next phase, putting the windows in, and ended up down a rabbit hole and reading some stuff, and kind of changed my mind how I wanted to do things. Basically, where the windows will sit in the installation. It's kind of tough to describe verbally, and that's a reason why we're tomorrow we're actually going to go to the metal provider, the people that we bought the materials from and contracted the roof install through. We're going to take a trip over there in person and kind of proceed with the next step and talk to them a little bit about it. But that kind of changed. We were going to pump the brakes a little bit. We're going to talk more about metal, talk about the installation of the metal, we're going to go hopefully get a quote on the material and them doing the install of the metal, see where it works financially, if it makes sense for them to do it super fast instead of us learning all the steps and how to do it. So we're going to go talk to them tomorrow. So we had a hard stop. Corey had to work today. We had a few days to finish up the 2x6 framing. I said in the intro that the framing was done, but it basically all the 2x6 framing is done. Still have to get up and face frame the trusses and to be able to attach some wall covering to that on the inside. But as far as the main framing for installation of windows and doors, that is all installed. And so we wrapped that up. We got a lot of the measurements, ended up getting all the measurements of where the windows are set and how high they're set, and a basic idea of kind of how we want to do the metal as far as of colors and trim and things like that. So tomorrow we are taking the morning, and we're going to go over and talk to the gentleman about this new rabbit hole I went down on installing the windows and what will work best, and see if that works with the trim that's available for trimming them out on the cabin. So basically, they're going to be a little recessed, about 1.5 inches recessed more than what I had originally planned. And basically, I was reading about sill flashing tape, and ended up on a forum where somebody asked a question and somebody answered the question and some more people explained it, and it really clicked and made sense. But it went opposite to what I had read previously and had already planned on everything. So it kind of threw a little loop in things, and just want to check in with the professional on the metal side and see how things work out and if this will be a good way to go. So ran into one little hiccup as we were finishing a couple of the end walls. We were rolling along pretty smooth, and we went to slide one of the framed up walls into the end, and it didn't quite fit. I don't know if it was a cutting error, a measuring error or what ended up happening, but reset. Basically didn't have to rebuild the whole thing. Was able to kind of pull it apart enough to trim it and get it to fit and get it to go back in. But it was a frustrating moment when we constructed the whole wall, lifted it up, and went to slide it in, and it was just a little too big to fit in. So other than that, everything went pretty smooth. By the time we had knocked out 2 or 3 different sections, the different shapes and framing windows and framing doors, it all kind of got routine, especially on the rectangular shaped sections were pretty straightforward. So that was good. I'm happy to have that done. Once we get confirmation on the windows, I got to grab some scaffolding. I'm borrowing from somebody else that has property out there. They got a bunch of scaffolding, which will help immensely with installing our windows, which they're about 7 foot off the ground, the bottom of the windows. Since we hung the floor up with a crawl space under it, and then put the windows at a normal height when you're standing on the deck, standing on the floor, that ends up putting the windows quite a bit up in the air from the outside. So installing those from the outside on a ladder would have been interesting, let's say, with Corey and I. But with the scaffolding, it should help quite a bit to have a solid surface to jump up on and stand on and work on. So gonna get that all set up and get moving on that, and a couple other steps there coming up too. So moving along. We were hoping to be when we first got the roof up, we'd hoped to have been in by basically Wednesday. I think New Year's Day, Thursday. I don't know, is that Thursday, Wednesday, whenever it is. That was kind of a target date. We did end up in quite a bit of a delay with a couple of different factors. One was weather and getting things installed and getting people in and out of the road, getting materials delivered, and the road itself. So did have quite a bit of delays in there. I'm not surprised we didn't hit that January 1st number, but plugging along, and we'll see how things go, and probably get another estimate out there soon. But just making it happen. We're into winter here, so it's one of those things. We were hoping to be out of the camper by winter, but that's not going to happen. So we're going to just plug along and get out of here when we can. Yeah, other than that, things just going along. Road is holding up well after the road work. We've been in and out. We've had a lot of damp, wet, rainy days, and we've been able to get in and out no problem. So that's exciting. Yeah, not much more than that on the cabin update front. Hopefully next Monday we'll have quite a bit of progress to talk about. Corey's working today, and then she is off until next Monday. So got a long week to get out there and get some stuff done. So moving forward at a steady pace is all we can ask. Let's see what else. Last couple days, if you want to get in on that Blockstream Jade 21% sale, I believe that it is going until the first of the year. So you got 3 more days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to get in on that. Cool thing about that Blockstream sale over at store.blockstream.com is it's automatically 21% off site-wide. They have that already installed, but if you use code The Lots Project, you get another 10% off on top of that 21. So basically, you're getting double discounts. So you're looking to pick up a hardware wallet and you don't have one, and you're going to pick one up in any time in the near future. This is your chance. This is going to be the best deal you're going to get for quite a while. I don't know if they're going to run another sale like this anytime soon, but with the double stacking, the 21% off and the 10% off, you got 3 days. Pick one up today. Jade hardware wallet, Jade Plus hardware wallet. You can't beat the price. 21% off, and then another 10 with code The Lots Project. You get that store.blockstream.com or you can head down into the video description or the audio description, or pretty much anywhere I have that link set up. thelotsproject.com. You can find it all over that, and just click on that link and go pick yourself up a great Bitcoin hardware wallet. That's a little story about last week. So Corey and I go grocery shopping pretty routinely on Wednesday evenings. She gets done with work, we walk the dogs, we go to the nearest town here is Savannah. It's got a Walmart, it's got a Kroger, it's got meat market, bunch of restaurants. And so we take off and we end up getting dinner while we're out. We've tried a couple different restaurants while we were out, and we've settled on this one there in Savannah called Twin Oaks. It's really good. It's kind of like I would say a home style cafe kind of. It's not a greasy spoon. It's a nice restaurant. There's a solid menu. They got a barbecue section. They got a bunch of burgers. They got sandwiches. Friendly staff. The food is good for what it is, for sure. It's not a 5-star restaurant by any means, but the food is definitely good. They have fantastic buns on their hamburgers, which apps that make the burgers for sure. But we go there every week. And so last week there was no way we wanted to go to Walmart for groceries on Christmas Eve. That was just like out of the question. We didn't know how late they were going to be open. B, if they were open, I can only imagine the lines, and I didn't need to go grocery shopping necessarily on Wednesday night to experience that. So we decided we were going to go get our groceries on Tuesday night, a day early. We get down to Savannah and we go to the restaurant to get our dinner, and it's closed. They're closed on Tuesdays. The one day of the week that they're closed is Tuesdays. And here we are. We want to grab dinner before we go grocery shopping, so we're not hungry while we're at the store. And it just seems to be, we seem to save enough to pay for dinner by eating before we go and being full when we grocery shop. So we're a little disappointed that the restaurant wasn't open. We pulled in, we were like, oh no, what are we going to do now? And we've tried a couple other restaurants there, and man, it's hit and miss for sure. It's definitely hit and miss. And so we really didn't know what we wanted to do. We were both hungry. We both planned on, we didn't have a whole lot for lunch, and we both planned to eat. And so we needed to find some place. If you listen to the show at all, for the last year or so, you've heard me talk about the Mexican restaurant here in the town that we stay in. Fantastic. It seems to be the best Mexican food you can get around. Anybody that's eaten there said it's fantastic. The price is right. It's right down the road. We frequent it quite a bit. We get it to go. We'll get it to go pretty often, and then when our friends aren't out of town, we try to meet up at least once a week or once every other week over there and have dinner. And so we're down in Savannah, and Corey's like, well, there's a Mexican restaurant. Actually, there's like 4 or 5 Mexican restaurants in Savannah, but she said there's one right over by Walmart, and there was another store that we wanted to check out, a health food grocery store that was right next to the Mexican joint. And so we're like, well, do we want to try different Mexican? Did we want to try, since we know we like the one here in town, do we even want to try? Or are we just going to be disappointed? And the place is always packed. The parking lot for this place is always packed. It seems like people seem to like it, so we decided we're gonna pop in there. We're gonna give it a try, and if it's a one-time deal, it's a one-time deal. We'll be back to going to our normal place this week, or maybe next week, because I don't know if we're gonna go on New Year's Eve for groceries either. But anyway, we jump into this Mexican place. Never been there before. go in, and it's enormous inside. It looks nice. It's the staff was super friendly. Food was okay. It wasn't. I don't think it was on par with the place here in town. But I ate it. I finished it. It filled my stomach. It didn't make me sick. So, I mean, that's really all you can ask, right? you ate your meal, and it didn't make you sick. I got high standards. So we enjoyed a beer, had some Mexican. I tried a couple new things that I hadn't really gotten a whole lot. And so meal was good, paid, and we take off. We head over to Walmart, and we both had a large beer. And so when we got into Walmart, Corey and I were both like, "Oh, we both got to use the bathroom." So we go to the back of the store. Did you guys know that? I didn't know. I didn't realize that there was a bathroom in the front and the back of Walmart. At least this one that we go to. But anyway, Corey did. Corey knows where the bathroom is everywhere. But we head to the back. We each take our turn going to the bathroom. We had the cart with us, and I'm standing in the bathroom, and I'm like, man, do I smell like BO? Holy shit. I'm like smelling my shirt. I'm smelling my armpits, it's sneaky. I'm in the bathroom, so at least I'm not like out in the store, but I'm like sniffing myself. I'm like, I fucking stink. I mean, I knew I hadn't taken a shower that day, or, I was like, but I thought I put deodorant on, and I'm like, man, why do I smell so bad? And so I'm like, man, I better not lift up my arms for the rest of the shopping trip. I'll definitely, I'll just be stinking out the Walmart. I mean, maybe I'll fit in, but I was kind of put off by it. And so I finished going to the bathroom, and I come out, and I stand there, I look at Corey, and I was like, man, I fucking stink. I don't know what it is. She's like, you do too? Turns out we both smelled like onions from the Mexican restaurant, and we didn't know why. We didn't necessarily eat anything that had a ton of onions in it. I think Corey had some onions in her meal, but nothing you would think that would make us both fucking stink so bad that we thought we had BO, both of us. So we're not sure. We're not sure if it came from the kitchen. We're not sure if it came from the meal that we had, or maybe the meal that the people sitting next to us had. But I'm sitting in Walmart, and I was thankful that Corey also smelled, and that she was willing to admit it to me. It made me feel a little bit better, and realize that it wasn't actually me that stunk. It was the restaurant. We have decided we're not sure if we want to go back to test the theory, if we want to go back and see if we end up smelling like onions again after we leave. But so we'll see about that in the future. Maybe this week, maybe when we go down this week, we'll swing in and have a bite to eat and see what we smell like when we leave. But man, I was like, what the hell is going on? What is going on as I'm standing in Walmart? And yeah, so careful where you eat, I guess, guys, and always bring some cologne or change of clothes. Maybe we'll bring a change of clothes next time we go to the Eat Mexican in Savannah. Hunter's 6'7" sitting there. Oh man. Anyway, that was an interesting part of the week. Another interesting thing going on. I don't know if you guys, I guess if you are in the Telegram group, we've been talking about silver quite a bit. If you're not in the Telegram group and you listen to this show, you're probably aware of silver at some point, 2 different points. I've sold silver coins for the Lost Project, custom silver coins from Ryan over at Curio Bullion. I'll talk more a little bit about Ryan here in just a second, but silver has been on and I guess you could call it been on a tear lately. Man, year to date, let's see, year to date up 160%. 3 months, over the last 3 months, up 85%. Over the last month, we're looking at 28% jump in silver spot price. It's just been on a tear. So what's been going on with silver? I don't. This first of all, this isn't financial advice. I'm not saying I am. Man, pick up silver if you want. It's something great to hold. Obviously, I don't know if this is the top of this. If this is the top of this wave, if this wave's just getting started, or what. So don't base any decisions on what I have to say. I don't think holding silver is a bad thing, as I don't think holding Bitcoin is a bad thing. I think you won't. I don't think it'll do you wrong to hold on to either of those in the long term. The short term, I don't know what your plans are or what your motivations are. If it's jump in and get profit, maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work here. Maybe we're up for a big old bump after this. We'll see. But anyway, price is going kind of bonkers, and I was thinking about it quite a bit this morning and over the weekend, and as I was putting the notes together, and I feel that silver is probably undervalued for a long time. I think the price was sitting down, kind of suppressed for different reasons, but it was just kind of out of whack, tracking with gold and platinum, and it was ready for a little bit of a bounce. Now, little bit of a bounce, and what's going on here, a little different. It's a little more than a little bounce here. I think a lot of factors are coming into play and causing this to where are my notes here? Weird. I'm sorry, guys. I was just looking for the notes that I put down, and they're like misappeared. They have absolutely, I don't know where they went. Anyway, silver, there's a bunch of reasons that silver could be taking a big, oh, here it is, a big old pop right now, as opposed to just steadily going up in value. So first thing that sticks out to me and why it was ready for a big old pop is that for the last 5 years consecutive, we've been consuming more silver than we've been taking out of the ground. We've been taking silver out, and the majority way, the major way, at least until this price jump and where the economics get skewed. But the normal way silver was extracted as a byproduct of other metal mining. So you're mining copper, you're mining other metals, and part of the extraction process yields silver out of the ore, from what I understand. So it isn't like we go looking for silver and mine silver. We don't go like oil, where we find oil and you drill oil, you extract oil. I believe the process is, hey, we're mining for copper and there's silver in the ore, so let's extract the silver. Now, when prices of the metal go kind of bonkers, and you see this, and I experienced it with oil at a startup I worked for. Your processes are all based on what you can either buy the commodity for or sell the commodity for once you have it. So if you're mining silver, and for every ounce you get there, you're going to get $20. You're limited in the infrastructure and things you're going to set up depending on how much you can extract there. But once the price jumps to, say, $100 an ounce, you're way more willing to try to go after that metal, because every ounce you pull out, you're getting 5 times what you were before. So that opens the door for a lot of extraction processes, and it opens the door for possibly targeting silver at that point, and not as a byproduct, but as a main metal that they're trying to extract. This is all things that I'm paralleling to the oil. We were producing synthetic crude oil, so our price that we could sell our end product was related to the price of a barrel of oil. And when the price of barrel oil crashed, it didn't make our process economically viable because our inputs were more than we could get for our outputs. And that's kind of where our business kind of went downhill. So silver is kind of going the opposite direction, where there's more money in silver if you're extracting it. So what that causes, does that cause a mining boom? Does that cause more exploration? Does that cause better processes, more efficient processes that cost more, but now the yield and the price is stabilizing these new extraction methods? I don't know. But currently, as of now, with the current methods and where the price was, we were at a deficit for the last 5 years. So basically, there's a pile of silver that's already extracted, and we're eating into that a little at a time because we're consuming more than we're the new stuff. So that's gonna weigh on the price. That's going to give you a shift. And I can't believe, well, I mean, I can believe it's I would have thought that would have affected price before this. But anyway, regardless, supplies are diminishing. Samsung has announced, I believe last week, they officially announced it. It's been chatted about for quite a while. But they have come up with a new silver-based battery technology. Appears that the battery both holds more charge and charges faster with the silver-based battery technology. What this means is a lot more silver demand. So that's going to rush the price up. So the fact that we were already upside down on consumption, we're using more than we're producing, and now another large product coming online soon really puts the squeeze on where's the silver. There's also a lot to be said about paper silver versus actual assets. So people buying and holding silver. I don't have any sitting around here, but like a silver coin, you have it in your hand. You can also buy silver ETFs. You can buy silver on paper. And a lot of the times, that's not actually there. It's a shell game. And when prices start to get all wonky like this, people start wanting their silver. I have this ticket for a pound of silver that I've been holding on, and now I want you to deliver on my silver. I want my pound of silver. It sends people scrambling to find that silver. Not people, the company that's holding your paper silver. So people are calling that in. China announced that, I believe it's at the beginning of the year, so in a couple days, they're really clamping down exports of silver. They are, I believe I read that they are the biggest producer of silver in the world, and they're going to stop exporting it, likely due to the possible uses in the silver battery technology that Samsung's developing. So there's that. There's also theories of squeeze plays and price manipulations and all sorts of shit going on. My Facebook feed is absolutely just packed with silver posts. And as I read them, the people that are posting them aren't bad. They're some of them I think are spot on. Some I think have valid theories, and others are just absolutely bonkers. But they're pretty easy to tell in the post itself. The really interesting thing is reading the comments. And obviously they're feeding me Facebook posts that have a bunch of comments. They're seeing me, Facebook seeing me get into the comments and start reading the comments. And man, holy shit. If you want, I posted in the Telegram group yesterday, I think, or the day before. If you want to tie your brain in a knot, if you want to see some people doing some mental gymnastics, find a couple silver posts on Facebook, whether you got to search silver, whatever you got to do. But pop on Facebook and click on the comments and read the comments on some of these silver posts. If you think I don't have any fucking idea what I'm talking about when it comes to silver, you should read some of these messages. But anyway, over the weekend, silver popped up over $80. Discrepancies in the market times opening. I believe it was referred to as a gap up. Basically, when one market's price is skewed from the other markets, it'll do a correction, I believe, is how I understand it. But a couple pops this weekend, up over $80 an ounce, and then I think it settled back down this morning before market open here. Yeah, we're sitting at about $76 silver. $76 silver is pretty crazy, guys. Yeah, I mean, what did I say the year to date was? 186%. So the price of silver a year ago, first of the year, $31. Beginning of last year, $31. Sunday, December 1st. That was December 1st, January 1st. Sorry, guys. January 1st, $29.14 for an ounce of silver. And now we're sitting at pushing 80. What's going to happen with silver in the next week or so? I've read some interesting theories. I've read some theories where $100 silver by the first of the year, which would be in the next 3 days, which as I've watched the volatility and the price jumps in the last couple weeks, I can't say that it's not going to happen. Is it unlikely? In my opinion, yeah. By the end of the week, could we jump $25 in 5 days? More likely than first of the year, but who knows? People get screwy end of the year, taking profits, things like that. Maybe we take a big jump or a big pullback. I see a lot of people screaming that this is the top. This is the top of this run. That there's going to be a huge pullback. Completely possible. Completely possible. Like I said, if you're going to go dump a bunch of money into silver right now, definitely do your due diligence and know what you're doing. Because at any minute it could pull back. Where do I see it? I'm thinking probably $100 by the end of the week. And Q1 will tell the story. I think we're gonna ride. I don't think we're gonna have a pullback before the end of the year. And it could moonshot. Who knows? I'm not really in the market buying silver right now. I'm definitely not selling. There are quite a few people taking profits, which isn't a bad thing. It's never a bad thing to take your profits, and just depending on where you're going to put it. But if you're holding on to silver as a hard asset, as something to hedge inflation, to have in an emergency, because silver is spendable, and if that's the case, just hold on to it, and enjoy the ride. Looks like there was tornadoes yesterday. Tornadoes in Illinois yesterday. Sorry, I just got a big update across my screen. Why I'm randomly getting tornado updates in Illinois from last night, I'm not sure, but thanks, computer. Thank you, computer. Anyway, silver, it's yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I wish I did. So anyway, if you're looking to pick up some silver, that's the other thing I want to talk about. My friend Ryan over at Curio Bullion. If you listen to the show, if you've been around for quite a while, you remember that I sold silver coins a couple times. Sold a couple rounds of one. You got one 1 ounce coin and 1/2 ounce coin. They had Hunter says, how are they going to do gold and silver as tender? How is who going to do it? That's I would say that silver would be a tender, a form of legal. Will it be legal tender at that point? How is Texas going to do it? I don't really know. I look at gold as gold and silver. I look at silver as spendable when I need to, and it's not going to really matter at that point if it's legal tender or not. Hunter says scales everywhere. Maybe that's how it used to work, or you had a standardized. So junk silver, if people want to trade in silver and they don't want scales around, they could accept junk silver, which the classification of junk silver would be like the US currency that actually contains silver. So old quarters, old dimes, like I think it's pre-1964 quarters, mercury dimes, those things have set contents of silver. So I don't have my list here, and I don't have it off the top of my head, but there's a set amount of silver in, say, a 1950 quarter. I believe it's at 90% silver. So that is a standardized amount. You could have a list of, these quarters are X amount of grams and times the spot price minus 10% or whatever your conversion is. There's a standard amount of silver in these coins already. Beyond that, yeah, I mean, my coins came with a certificate of authenticity for each coin that verified, hey, I'm the guy that made it. Ryan over at Curio Bullion said, hey, I'm the guy that made it. I verify that this is 999 silver. It's an ounce. It's 999 silver, and this is my stamp. Here it is. So I could hopefully, in a situation where I needed to spend that or wanted to spend that, someone could accept that as an ounce or a 1/2 ounce. Mike Homestead says, so you're saying the only real fiat is junk? I mean, so Ryan, what I was going to say is, here you go, Hunter. Ryan over at Curio Bullion, I'm going to put these pictures up here. Oh, it's only going to let me do one at a time. He, with the price jump, is focusing on some new products. Let me see if these even show up, if it's big enough to show. These are the new, I believe these are the new ones. Ryan over at Curio is doing gram coins, buttons. What did he call them? 1 gram rounds. Weird. 1 gram rounds. He had 22 different designs. These are custom made by him. They're stamped and produced. The back has a Minters. I don't know what the stamp, his stamp, and it comes with a COA. These are 1 gram little tokens, and right now he's selling them for $4.40 a piece. So as the price fluctuates, if you had a stack of these 1 grams, that would be as equivalent of just like having a penny or having a $4 coin at this point. I guess at spot right now, 28 grams per ounce. So it's $4.40 a piece. It has a little premium built in. It's custom art piece on top of it. But anyway, that is a way that you could use that as legal tender. Now, if somebody accepting that wants to verify that it's a gram or an ounce or a half an ounce or how much it weighs, if it's real, then I believe that would be on the person that is taking it as payment to verify that they're getting what they want. How does that system work in a barter system? I don't know. I think you just it works. it because it has to at that point. People will figure out how to take junk silver. People will figure out how to take bullion rounds, golden eagles, silver eagles, 1 ounce coins, half ounce coins, 2 ounce blocks. There's a variety of forms that you can buy bullion if you're stacking silver, beyond just picking up junk silver from the U.S. currency. And so there's a lot of different forms that it can take. But I think you'll see standardized first on junk silver, and then into verifiable rounds like silver eagles and things like that. So how does that work? That's how I think it will probably work. My view on silver is if I'm spending it, we're not really worrying about if it's legal tender or what it is. It's hey, I got some silver and you got something I need. Let's strike a deal. Yeah. So Ryan, again, he's got these buttons. You can check Ryan out at CurioBullion.com. That's CurioBullion, CurioBullion.com. And check out all the stuff he has to offer. I bought the reason I ended up working with Ryan and the reason he ended up making custom coins for me was I initially met him through him selling some 2 ounce silver bars that had some custom art on the top. Introduced through somebody, and I thought the pieces were cool, and I was in the market to buy some silver. I think I had just bought some rounds, and I wanted to kind of diversify, and I thought these were really cool. They both had the artistic value and the silver value behind it. So I picked some up, and then we got talking about his processes, how he makes things, and I said, hey, I wonder if you could make some coins for me, and what that would cost. And once we went through the metrics and figured it out, Toolman Tim's workshop, and I ended up going in on a couple of rounds of silver together and making our own custom coins, which was a really cool process. I enjoyed the design process and working with Ryan and selling those, and I have a big stack of those still in the safe. But if you bought those, if you bought the first round or continued on the second round, let's see. I think even if you bought full price second round, definitely if you bought the first round and got the second round at the same price as the first round, you are in the black on your coins. I think the second round sold for $100 for an ounce and a half. So that would be 60, 30, 70, 35. Yeah, you're just in the black at this point on those custom rounds. So I didn't screw anybody over too bad. If you held on to them now, you're in the black on your silver investment from the coin set. So I think the first one sold. I think the first set was $75. So definitely in the black on that. So only took a couple of years of holding in the safe, and you got your value back. So other than that, yeah, check out Ryan over at Curio Bullion. Does some really fantastic work as far as his artwork, and he's coming out with these new 1 gram rounds that could come in handy as the price of silver pops up there. So if can't afford to buy a 1 ounce bar or a 1 ounce coin or a bigger bar, then maybe stacking some grams would not be a bad idea. So, other than that, I don't get a whole lot on the list here. It's been kind of a lazy week. I don't want to say lazy. We got a bunch of stuff done, but we paced ourselves. We took our time and spent some time for the holidays. We spent some time together with Corey's vacation, and I think we'll do the same thing again this week with making some cabin progress, but also taking time to get that downtime and get that time off as she gets her vacation. So we will see. Oh yeah, I put up. We're starting to look for local food. Last year, with the last couple minutes of the show, Corey and I, when we were in Minnesota and we had our farm, we were very conscious of where our food came from. We raised a lot of we raised our chicken, our turkey, our quail, rabbit, and then we got our beef and our pork from a local grass-fed, pasture-raised pork and beef that was, it was like 4 or 5 miles from our place. So we were really, really set on our food, like where we got it, who we were getting it from, what it was being fed, and it was super clean and healthy meat. Once we went on the road, we ran into 2 factors. We ran into the storage factor, since we have this tiny little freezer in our camper that just doesn't hold much, and then we also ran into a sourcing problem. You don't really walk into the store and find the quality of meat that we were used to in Minnesota, both raising our own and then the stuff that we were purchasing. You can find it, but usually it's super expensive and not consistent, especially when you're traveling. It's a hunt all the time. Now that we're kind of moving into the transition into the cabin, and we're going to be able to have a deep freezer, we're going to be in the area for a while. I finally started putting out feelers for local farmers. Put a message yesterday, actually, on Facebook and a couple of local groups saying, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for grass-fed, pasture-raised, no antibiotics, no hormones, no vaccines, just clean meat, raised right. Be very interested in coming and seeing your check out what you got going on, how you're raising your animals, what products you have. And I got a good feedback so far. I was excited. So in a few hours and overnight into today, looks like probably this week Corey and I are going to be going and visiting a couple of different farms. One that I hope really works out is 10 minutes from where the cabin's going to be, maybe 15. And I would be ecstatic if that worked out excuse me. Man, all of a sudden, holy crap. Hopefully that one works out. The amount of products that they had that we're interested in was great, and would dovetail very well into what we were planning on kind of raising ourselves and what we wanted to get back to on this property. So excited to go check those out. I love that people are open and willing to show you their operation, show you what they got going on and why their product is what I should buy. I know when we were in Minnesota, I always wanted to be open with customers and show them what's going on. And I even floated the idea that, even if you're not USDA certified, I'm willing to process animals. So possibly buying whole animals or whatnot to process myself. So excited to kind of get back into that and eating better and eating cleaner and getting away from the grocery store and getting back to a place where we were in Minnesota, where we were sourcing almost all our own food locally or providing it for ourselves. So that will be a little bit of adventure this week. I think, like I said, we got two farms on the list that we're hoping to stop by and check out. So anyway, we'll let you know how that goes next week, along with how we do on the cabin progress with a bunch of vacation time here this week with Corey, and we'll have a bunch of hands and how we fare at the building material supply guys. So other than that, I'm going to wrap it up now. Head out of here and get my day going. I got a busy day as this is Corey's one work day. I got all my weekly stuff, laundry and that all that jazz to get taken care of today so we can spend the rest of the week together. Anyway, hope you have a fantastic week. Hope you have a great new year. Next time we talk to you will be 2026. That'll be interesting. I can never remember the date once that the year, that calendar flips over, so it'll be a little while. Congratulations to Scrambling on winning that block of the Bitcoin guessing game contest. If you guys want to head on over to the Telegram page, t.me/lots chat, you can participate in that. What do you win? Nah, not much. Anyway, keep an eye on that silver price this week, and maybe we'll get a little Bitcoin pop throughout the week. We will find out. We'll find out again next Monday. So anyway, hope you have an awesome week. Have a great new year. Be safe if you're out partying. If you're old like me and you're just going to go to bed, it's just another day. You'll just wake up the next year. It'll be another month. Or wake up the next morning. It'll be another month, another year, and you'll just move on with your day. Hope you had a fantastic Christmas and a great holiday so far, and enjoy your new year, and we'll catch up with you next year.